Hey everyone, this is Zan playing Late Age Agartha in Invite Only, an invitational game hosted by some cool people and filled with other pretty cool people, usually good players. So I joined in here as Late Age Agartha just for the memes to see what I could do. It's the first time I played the nation in multiplayer and I took a rather interesting build. If you've watched my Pretender Design video, you'll see that I think my early game was just set to be scales, and then I had a fancy little surprise in the late game when ideally I have armies full of blind fighters and mercury elementals and all this other fun stuff. Anyways, let's jump right in. This is going to be turn 4. I think I was forgetting to save the other turn, so sorry on that. But for the most part, this is my starting army. Nothing has changed. On turn 1, I recruited a bunch of cave knights and their stone drakes or cave drakes. And I kind of set this up to have this heavy infantry, combat speed 7, or heavy cavalry, quote unquote, combat speed 7 in the front, 8 in the middle, and 10 in the back. Ideally, this all lands at the same time. Pretty cool. And the reason being, the cave drakes, they do whatever they want. They're actually pretty damn high damage with this 10 bite right there. But the other guys, this infantry with the chainmail hauberk does 15 damage, and this one also does 15 damage, but he has significantly worse armor. So when it's like that, ideally you don't want these leather armor guys taking the hits. I mean, you would think that you attack rear with them, but no, they're still too slow for that. Regardless, the first wave gets taken by the cave knights, and then everyone kind of filters in, and it's kind of cool that you see that the cave knights, since they're size 4, can share a square with an infantryman. And that is a full square. That is 3 attacks per square. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, there's not much else for turn 4, but I just want a quick review of my situation. So yeah, that is my complete starting army, because turn 1 you do nothing. Turn 2 you set out. So turn 3 I hit the good old woods, and turn 4 I moved up to the Woods of Weeping. So we're going to move up to Suthu, who has some heavy cavalry, but otherwise looks kind of small in terms of their units, but large in province size, so I'm hoping there's a lot of gold there. The other one I'm moving to is Druidland, which heavy infantry militias, they're not going to do anything to this army. Just a bunch of cave knights at this point. Whereas if I were to move into the caverns of Ganek, cavemen hurt. I don't want to fight cavemen, so I'm going to go anywhere, literally anywhere else before I deal with these cavemen. If I zoom out a bit, because I do have the map names shown, I do see that Tianqi is to my southeast, which is a weird map placement, and Pythium is to my northeast. I don't think I see anyone else. But that's pretty good information to know. There's just 2 human nations over here. Cool. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. We'll worry about that later. Let's go to turn 5. So now we have 2 battles. So Druidland, and I have this Cave Drake Lord, just because I wanted someone tanky-ish in the background that's hopefully not going to die. Yeah. So they'll just go in and clean this up really easily. Yeah, no shot. Easy peasy. Oh, and this is the one with the heavy cavalry. So Cave Drakes against heavy cavalry. How's that go? The rider probably dies. Yeah, we lost one rider there. But now we're left with this 58 hit point, 22 protection Cave Drake. It sucks at actually biting anyone. It's a very bad attack score, but it will bite you pretty hard. It's a pretty unique thing. And now the other units kind of filter in to help out. With the lances used up, I think they're just left with these Morning Stars, which are okay. That's unfortunate. This square is probably going to die to the broadswords. But the main threat were these heavy cavalry, and for the most part, I think we'll be okay. Although it wasn't, perfectly lossless anymore, which is a shame. Yeah, there you go. So that's pretty good. We lost 2 Cave Knight Riders. We keep the Cave Drakes. They're rather expensive, but we keep them, and they're not bad. They're still good for expansion. Yeah. And we lose some infantry, but, this is our starting army. It is what it is. So we took Suthu, which 11,000 pop province. That's pretty good. We're going to move now to Pavonia. I should have reinforced from my capital, but I don't think I had anything. Or no, I have this guy. Yeah, why didn't I reinforce there? That's a weird one. Oh well. I probably thought that I could take this. In the Wolfland Plain, again, we see a rather easy province, so we're just going to move down with our Cave Knights. And that's turn 5. This is why I say the Late Age Agarthan expansion, pretty darn easy. Just throw Cave Knights at things. They're not going to die. Yeah, come on. What was that? Again, we lose some infantry, but not really much damage to the knights. Oh, that's why I didn't do it. Apparently I'm preparing to go into the caverns of Gnek and fight the cavemen with how many knights? 9? Boy, was I crazy. I should have moved it to Tiradir. Oh well. We don't see any expansion from our enemies, and I don't think we see... Oh, we see Kalum over here in Jome, which I can assume then that this is probably their capital, and it does line up with Tianqi, kind of like on the map. So yeah, this looks like Kalum's capital, and that's good to know. I don't see anyone else. Yep. So it's turn 6, and we have 7 provinces. Pretty good, and we're going to ideally have a triple expand next turn. Ideally. Let's go straight to the Caverns of Gnek. I want to see how that worked. Because cavemen hit really hard. I guess we have decent defense skill? Let's see. Okay. Oh, the surround. Oh no. Oh no. Run! Yikes. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, and it looks like we routed them simultaneously. Oh, dang. Okay, so we lost here. Nothing really died. We lost some riders. Oh, man, that's... But we killed all the cavemen. Actually, we killed all the cavemen. Most of them routed. I wonder... Oh, well. I wonder if the seed maybe that this game was played on is different from my current seed, the Dominions 5 patch. I think it is. Oh, dang. Regardless, the prophet dies. Or this guy is not the prophet. This is some dude. He dies. But of the 8 cave knights that retreated, they all made it back to friendly territory. And I think I only lost 1 in total. So that's okay. We'll come back later for the cavern. Okay. So this is still our starting army in its formation. Cave knights first, and then everyone else filters in. Works like a charm. Okay, and then in Rame, we have everyone else moving in, just this stack of cave knights. And we've seen this battle before, and I think I'll start skipping them going forward. It's all the same crap. Cave knights are really good with expansion. We find our neighbor now is Vanheim, or not Vanheim, Midgard. Midgard's scary. Depends. So they have a lot of trouble killing the cave knights with their actual sacreds, but if they use their Einhirs, they can do pretty good. But more importantly, if they do lightning bolt or air elementals, then I'm in a lot of trouble. So Midgard is probably the first one I'm unhappy about, because even Kalum has that air magic, but Kalum doesn't have an option that can actually kill my dudes. I mean, maybe the mammoths, but the mammoths are just as expensive, you know? Regardless, it's going to be now turn 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 provinces on turn 7. That's pretty good. And once more, we're going for a triple expand. Oh, I hope I pick some. I hope I send something to pick these guys up in Wolf and Blaine. Regardless, let's move on now to... Oh, I don't have turn 8, so turn 9 will have to do, guys. And again, let's just look through these. Okay, I lose 2 riders, but keep the drakes. I lose a cave knight. And I lose once more, but kill most everything. So what happened here? In Adentholm. I probably got like attack reared, right? Okay, that looks fine. But they are shooting at my prophet, so one unlucky crossbow and it's all over. Oh no. No, 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 stay back there. Oh no. Oh, that was a good hit. And that's all she wrote. Dang it. We killed most of them. Importantly, their heavy cavalry's down. Where is Addenholm? Okay, Addenholm's in the middle of my territory. So this is pretty good so far. Well, we run into Man in our south. Calum over here. So we're kind of boxed in this way. I don't remember what I did with Hobergdorf. I think... Did I make a trade agreement with someone that they can take it? I don't recall. This game was public diplomacy. And I didn't really participate in too much of it. All these guys are cool people. But I don't know. I don't think I was too chatty this game. Up until, a certain point, stuff starts happening. But we'll get there when we get there. In the meantime, it's turn 9. We're going to keep moving. And we'll do just one more turn just to wrap up expansion. Or to have like a good 10 turns in the first episode. And then we'll call it there. So we have a bad event. We bought some mercenaries. And we attacked the independents in the Red Mines. So it's some Bakemono. Traditionally considered good by a lot of players. I don't see it. I like their Yari. I like their gold cost. I like the size 1. I strongly dislike everything else, mainly the morale. If you have really good leaders in your nation, maybe. But that morale is really bad. And just me as a player, every time I would try to use something with such low morale, I just know I'm going to have a bad time. So the red mines are good. I return to Addenholm and take it without loss. What's the current map look like on turn 10? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 provinces on turn 10. That's pretty good. Most of my armies are now moving to the east. And I do spot Tianqi over there. And that's fair. Okay. But I don't think I have a non-aggression pact or anything with them. And since my armies are already poised on the east, this is about where I would say, okay, let me just do a non-aggression pact with everyone else. And I think I'll do my first war with Tianqi. Because I think it's a favorable matchup. I don't think their barbarian heavy horsemen could do much against cave knights. I mean, obviously in big enough numbers, probably. Enough lance charges and falchions are going to be deadly. But I don't think it's a perfect matchup for them. Like it'll potentially be a bloody fight. Regardless, all our forces are on the east, and we're expanding that way. I know Tianqi, his forces are also here on the west, so we might bump or something. But I think it's pretty fair that Tianqi could be my first war, just based on this map here alone. My expansion's pretty much done in every other direction, with the exception of Mapido Cliffs, but it looks like Gath is nearby, and Midgard can probably get there really fast and take it. Whereas I'm Agartha. I am very slow. So I think I'll just end this one here, and then we'll pick up again on turn 11. See you guys next time.